Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Parking World, where we are continuing to build our very own car park. It's currently getting dark right now, so I'll have to little fast forward with it. Well, last episode, boys, we did some big improvements. We kind of got situated our very own layout, our very own setup for us to understand how we're going to be building the car park. But you guys are going to hate me this episode because everything I built last episode, I don't want no more and I want to delete it. And I now technically have a better variation and setup of what I want to build next. I do apologize, but there's good reason for it. I think what I've decided right now is a better setup, a better kind of creation, and should have better flow for how I want my big multi-story car park to become. If you are enjoying this series so far, boys, then make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. And leave a comment saying, thank you for, you're an absolute noob right now. What are you doing? Get on with it. Stop jibber-jabbing right now. Right, boys, what I've decided is I've had the entry point, the building, on the very outskirts of the whole car park. And I feel like I just don't want that no more. I feel like it's too big of a building. It's a little bit kind of over the top. And doesn't really need to be like this. So my idea is right now is going to wait for the sun to rise so I can explain exactly how this is ultimately going to now work. Right, is the sun now rising? Yes, the sun is now in the sky, which is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to pull it into pause mode. Basically, I'm going to delete everything I've got right here. And we're initially going to drive into a low-level normal car park with no roofs. This here will be the entry point into the multi-story building. So we'll have a multi-story building in front of a low-level normal car park, so it doesn't look as harsh. Now, with that said, I've designated where I want my big ramp to be. What I need to do is delete this and build an overpass walkable area here instead. And then we'll be able to build up and up and up, boys. This is going to be very exciting. So what that means is a lot of deleting now needs to happen, but it will unlock a lot more surface area to which I can now use to build my car parking availability. Now you may be wondering why. I'll be honest with you, I don't like the idea now thinking about it. The more I've built it, of just basically having a massive building. It doesn't feel natural. I'll be honest with you right now, boys. It just doesn't feel natural. So I'm going to delete all of this. It is a bit of a pain. And I don't really know how I'm going to kind of now finalize the beginning of this. Because I've kind of based that off there, how this is going to end. So I'm going to get rid of everything, boys. It's all going to have to now go. Even all the kind of worker stuff. It's all now going. I have to rehire my workers eventually. But let me just get rid of this section. I'll get rid of this section over there in just a moment. Let me just get rid of this. And then we can kind of then technically plan out how the rest of it is going to then work. Right, I'm just trying to be careful I don't delete something that I'm going to regret deleting. But that's it now all gone. So we do have a little bit more space to maybe implement another row of car parking, which wouldn't be such a bad idea. But where should we implement it? So, for example, if I got this... oh, it's the wrong type of road. I need, like, the normal road. Copy you and place you all down. I could run this going up to here, where we could get rid of that car park there. Put the disabled back. Oh, the disabled now actually could be in the wrong position. Now, if I created a walkable area on the outskirts here, I don't know how good that would be for us, but it would allow me to place in some disabled parking on the outskirts, which makes life a lot easier for us. So let's delete all this disabled parking here. And we're actually going to first run the road markings to go like this. Then if I clone the disabled parking right now to fill it all in here. So disabled parking is going where it's the easiest to walk to. Okay? Which means this here, because I've got a brick wall there that I don't want to utilize. Which means I'm going to get rid of disabled parking here. and able-bodied mothers can make their way over here instead. There we go. And obviously... Oh, hold on. Hold on. I've got too many entry points now here, don't I? So, how could I solve this issue? I could put them this way instead. So, scrap all this off right now, because this has now completely changed my whole layout of the car park. Right, clone you. You would then go there. All good. I could theoretically put a road now going through this and then just change up my direction of where the mother and child parking then goes. So that could obviously fit in here. You would fit in there. And then we got some different variation, apart from you, because I've now messed you up, of where this then all goes. So you can see how the parking there would theoretically work. Disabled parking on the outskirts, which is the easy accessible to the walkable path, which they would then go around to where we'll have a staircase here, which that now defeats the object for the disabled because somehow they're going to go upstairs. But there is no wheelchairs in this game, so that is one saving grace I've got for me right now. I'm not going to allow them to walk into this except workers. I could use this strip here and this strip there for my workers, so I'm making them go up a floor to get to the other side. Right, not too shabby, not too shabby. So if I then decide to then build my staircase, this is my other question right now as well. So let me get rid of all of this. My next question is going to be, where do I keep the first staircase that I built for my multi-story car park? That is going to be my next question right now. It all depends on where we create the walkway leading over to it. So what I'm saying is, we have them walk up here and they'll walk on what would technically be a second floor. So if I clone this, and then we'll have then multiple levels of this leading itself round. But to be honest with you, that then assumes... Oh no, that's only half the height because I'm not going up. I'm skipping a floor, aren't I, with my ramps? I just realised I'm technically skipping a floor. So if I killed off this, killed off you, I don't think I'm coming out by 2 more. I think I might be... Yeah, I'm coming out this one. So this one here all gets deleted, by the way. So, unfortunately, you gotta go. You gotta go. So, we are looking at cloning this. And if I was to come out by this here, obviously you'll have to delete that little bit of tarmac section. That comes out to there, and that's the height that I should be working with. That's the height that I should be working with right now. So it makes them a little bit higher. So if I actually get rid of all of this. And that gives me a lot more space then to work with when it comes to my workers' buildings. So if I just clone this, I just want to set up the very bare minimum to create the walkway leading over. So I can then focus on doing all the car parking stuff. So this will lead all the way over, obviously. I would then present you like this. I don't know how far to kind of bring it over. If the walkway went there where the staircase is leading in, and that will probably come to the end. I'll have to readjust it. I'll have to bring my staircase leading up, which, thinking about it, I wouldn't need them too. But I will need... in the middle, 2 just there for the turning for the staircase, if that makes sense, right? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I could also build the staircase on multiple sides to where it kind of leads into this. So staircase coming up there, then centers in the middle, then do the same going back. So if I implemented you like this, and can I get you to squeeze yourself around? Thank you very much. And then I need it going up, but we have to get rid of you and you. So clone these. Right, we are literally borderline almost done. And we can then freely have people utilizing these staircases. So that gets them up to there. All they've got to do is walk across. I know it's a little bit of a long walk right now, but that's only for people on this side. People on this side will just walk naturally over to this area. Now, thinking about it, I actually might kill off this one and create the entry there instead. So if I just get rid of all of this, because technically it does go over some parking, and then have it connect via this instead. Because that's where the end of it would work anyway. So it just kind of makes sense. Get rid of all of you. And then we walk up the staircase there. Right, now I've got a structure. Now I've got organization. This will now work. So anybody on this side leads over to here to walk across. Anybody on the other side will just naturally walk over there anyway. So that fixes everything. I've just now got to reconfigure this though, because this has now completely changed everything. I will also, I'm going to also say we can have more crossing areas, but I'm going to set it up where passenger or pedestrians can't walk across. I've got those on the edge leading all the way around. So I've now got to rejig all of this now. That's now got to be resorted out. So have you. Leading all the way down as well. And clone all of this. Already messed up. Right, that goes to there. And then that's the final two in there. We got the walkability going here as well. Oh, there we go. The game saved there and it's called major game lag. How dare you right now, you fool. How dare you cause all the game lag. And we then just got to do the road. So, bearing in mind, hoping we can connect this all up as normal. And then we'll have like a normal... We've got a dividing road in the middle then at that point, don't we? Yeah. So that sorts all that out. And anybody parking here can just easily access the little path connections to walk in. So I've got to get rid of then the disable just here, as it's no longer useful for those. That would go there, there. You're here, 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 and here. And then it's all mother and baby parking right now. I'm trying to be conscious of how I do all this. Leading all the way down. And that then should put us back to normal. Now, I don't know whether I like the idea of having the building kind of funnel itself all the way over here. But the benefit it gives me is, because the building will then go to here, to this point there, all this space in each floor, I could build toilets. So that is the only saving grace I've technically got. So if that's how it's all going to work, then that's how it's all going to work. But I've just got to figure out how is it going to look, more importantly. So for us here, this is going to be all finalized as a solid wall structure. So leading this all the way down, that's ultimately how it's going to be. But obviously in there, and we don't see it yet, is where the worker buildings or the worker stuff are going to be implemented and placed. Now, I've got enough money for this, don't I? Yeah, I'm not struggling for cash just yet. Right, you're up there, you're there, and then place all these now in. So if I can finalize this, then we're all good. And that is then all done, right? Yes. So all I'm going to be then placing on is these little half walls, which is what we use for the bottom section as the pedestrians are walking across, to create these open gap spaces so it doesn't feel as harsh. The only problem is you got to place down quite a lot of them. That's the only issue. These go all the way across. And obviously we will need some supports. Well, Well, that just messed up, didn't it? That just messed up. And then we will have another floor above it. So this is the time-consuming bit. Can you get longer versions of these? If you can get longer versions of these right now, I'm going to lose my mind. No, you can't. I think I'm thinking of the longer versions of the road barriers is what I'm thinking of anyway. Let me just go to here, to there, and there. So let me just finalize this bit. And I can put the game back into play mode then and start earning some additional revenue. Actually, I can't because I don't have all the worker stuff implemented just yet. So passing that over because we'll then have you to there. And all these walls then being placed in. Now, do I do the half walls here? I think I do. I think that would be a nice little additional implementation. Let me delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you. And implement those half walls so it's all part of the design. There we go, there we go. And then this would, if I can do it, go like this. Because we're technically skipping a floor, you then have the openness coming in. And then on the next one is where we would then have this for the next floor. And then obviously these would then go up again. And so on and so on. So you get those little open sections. Right, it works. It definitely works. Oh no, we don't have them there though, do we? No. It definitely works. So that's the big walkable area there, which does seem quite long leading over. But this becomes our multi-story building. Leading in. So all this will be a building with multiple floors. Eventually anyway. Eventually, he says. So let's just now finalize the cloning of all of you. Where we can build our restrooms. And I just then need the ability for them to kind of walk up, right? So what is it I need? There we go. The passenger curb is what I need, isn't it? So if I implemented... Oh, no, not like that. Like that. Is that it? I think that's kind of it, isn't it? I don't think I should have it so close, though. If I scrap you off and you off, theoretically, there's nothing stopping me just placing them, like, no. Right, I actually can't get into snap. There. And there. As the center to the two subway stops. That seems a little bit better to me. Right, so let me just figure this now out. The first turning point is there, which is good. There's a second one over there as well. But I just now need to make sure that we create the barrier for the passenger. So passenger block goes there. Passenger block is there. They can't walk around here at the minute until I build the walls. So we're forcing them to go up the staircase there, which is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect there. I don't know if they'll walk around here, though. I'm not sure if they can do that. But there's only really one way to find out, and that's to go into play mode now at this point. Actually, we'll go fast forwardy mode. So I am now forcing them all to go up the staircase here, which is what they're doing. So I'm hoping they don't walk anywhere else. They're walking across here. Yeah, so they do exactly what I need them to do. Perfect. Right. Now I've got that set up then, boys. This is the beginning of my multi-story. This is actually the beginning of your boys' multi-story. So do I now just fine tune the actual buildings? So you would go there and obviously you would then go there. We need support structures, which... Oh, they're kind of interesting, aren't they? They give us cool little ways in which we can kind of add to the building. But I'm not going to worry about them too much. Support structures, walls. Where are the supports? Foundation, facades, roofing. The columns. Now, there's a couple of variations. So these are the corner columns we would use. Right. So we use all these on the corners. But then the middle ones, we use a different variant, right? So we could use these type of columns. To create them little support structures in the middle. Now, how would it look here? So both sides as well. And that's how we get our supports. Now, they don't look, you know, great in the corner points. Let me go one more on that one. But the little kind of column facades here is what we should be going with. That looks great. See, that looks like it's now creating a support. I could do them in the middle as well, but I don't think it would go right. I like that. I like that quite a lot. Now, do I use them here, or should we go for the normal columns? I think the normal columns work here. And we'll do this just there and there, and we'll do this just there and there. For them leading over, but how can we make this a less boring wall for them to look at? I think that's where the facades come in. So I could either do something pretty cool. We've got, well, that's the glass facade. I've got those types I can build big columns with. I've got the normal panels. Oh, I forgot about the grass ones. Of course, the grass ones. Now, there's a few different variations. But I reckon we kind of go across with these. Now, it doesn't look like much to begin with, but it's not going to be until we have the multiple floors on the go where it will kind of truly make sense. So I could bring this going all the way around the edge as well. Can I get another one in the corner? What, we can't get one in there? Is that because we can't have overlapping? Maybe. Maybe. How does it look? I don't know if I'm a fan of it. I might have to wait until... Unless we do it in stages. Do you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of it for now. And I'll decide at a later date. When I see how it kind of looks. Alright, there we go, boys. There we go. There we go. So let me now just do the worker stuff. The stuff that we can never normally see. Which will have a doorway leading into here. And I always forget where the worker stuff actually is. It's service, isn't it? So let me now place down. And this is the stuff that we can't normally see. And so it will be kind of well hidden. Well hidden, boys, from plain view. Lots of worker availability. Right there. I'll then place down the tool stations. So it's a way to kind of hide it. and not have the peeps see it. Alright, some dumpsters in there. And then the fire extinguishers. Right, the bare minimum now in. So let me go back to hiring them. I'll hire 20. And I can now go into play mode. And we'll all now be back to normal. So, as crazy as it now seems, I'm up and running. I'm back to normal. So in reality, I could now physically build the next section. But do I want to change anything as we now could potentially think about changing it moving forward? So theoretically, would I need these walking around? It's a case of how far we're going to be taking it. So if I was to clone this and put you there, and so it will be another there. So that will be the road leading in. So another 2 road leading in. Another 2 road leading in. Another 2 road leading in. But then at what point am I creating another staircase? I don't think we need another staircase. In many ways, I don't think we would. Now, let's say that's how it's going to work. I would then obviously need to implement it on this side. So there you go for there. So that's leading in. 1, 2. That's leading in. Leading into there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And let me try and match it to this one. So 1, 2, 3. And that leads into there. So that's as far back as we're going to take the actual building. Oh, actually, no. Because obviously that leading in means that the next one can also have car parking on. Because they're the road connections. Right, that works out really well. So then we'll have the down ramps coming in. So curve ramped. I would need this side, right? No, the other one. Nope, this one. Nope, this one. Right, that would go there. So that's the down ramp coming from. But then would I implement additional ones? I could have one at the very end here. Unless we inverted it. Like on this side, we inverted the down ramp. No, because it downs from a different direction. So we'll grab you. Because it will always come down from the outer skirt one. And then for us over here, we would then go up from it. So this creates an additional up and up section. So we've got 2 up, 2 down on whatever side you kind of need to be on. So with that said, if I just get the road layout done. Oh, I've got no cash. I'm back to being poor again, boys. I'm spending it as quick as I can make it. Right, let's get a little bit of a refund on all these plants. That also means less maintenance in the long run as well. And we should think about technically filling this area up for more car parking spacing. So this goes all the way down to there. No. And how quick until I run out of the money here? Very quick. Very quick is the answer. So Oh, I've just realised I've actually got to go over by one more, don't I? Because we need the walkway. So technically I've got to delete these and then move them back by one. Well, I say move back by one. I bring this out by one there, which will then lead that one to be brought out by one. Which then leads this to be brought out by one. But I don't need the ramps yet, but at least I've got the marker points to where they are going to be. So then we clone the path. And where's the middle point there for this walkability section? Would go like that. Would go like that there. So that creates this little section. Have I got enough to build these in? Yes. So theoretically now I can get the car park in here for more vehicles. Great stuff. So let's sort out the road layout then. So this would obviously come in down here. So it's a different setup to how we've got the outside done. And that will lead into there. So we've got the gap there, but pedestrians can't walk through. That's exactly what we need. And then... oh, I could maybe do the EV park in here because we could run the power line through the building. That's actually a smart move. That could potentially become a very, very smart move. So for us, we only run to there. Run this all the way down, which will now provide so many more car parking availability. And then the EV parking, like I said, could get placed here, and we can run the power through the back. I need more cash. I'm poor! Yeah, we can run the power for the EV through the wall. That just makes so much more sense. That really does. Right, this is very expensive, by the way. Let me fast forward right now to get to daytime and to be able to have a bit more cash. Now, I run into there because technically we can park there because they will be coming down the ramp. Actually, have I gone too far with that? Oh, no, because I haven't actually fully finished this. So, scrap all the parking then here. As we're now going to have EV parking leading all the way down. Luckily enough, we can afford it. Clone the normal parking. That's then all set up there. Perfect. Now, obviously, we do need to provide power for them, so that's something we're going to have to do in the future. They can access this area with ease. They can walk over there with ease. That's all good. And then people on this side would have to go into there. So this still feels like an outdoor car park, but now we've got that set up. And foundation... no, ramps and stairs going down, right? Yeah, like that. That would be like this. We've taken care of the majority of this. So if I was to now clone you, and then this is then where we need all of this then set up. So I need a bit more cash. I'm making money, aren't I? I should be. I hope I am. I hope I am right now. We've got money coming in. I seem to be spending it as quick as I'm earning it. Right, just realised we don't need walls then here. We need the walkable path section. That goes there. Bam. So, I'm not getting all the cars parking as I once was. because my rating is terrible. I've got to improve my rating. So what's stopping my rating from, at the minute, officially improving? It's a lot of stuff needs repairing, doesn't it? Now, is that because I need more workers? I mean, my workers are going around doing stuff. I need to provide more amenities, don't I? How many workers have I got? I've got 20 workers, which should be enough. What are you talking about right now? I've got to provide the services, don't I? Right, I don't know if I like that being so low. I'm going to delete that just for just a minute. I've got to provide all these services. Right, let me clone you to put you in there, you in there, you in there. Is there such thing as a ramped version? I suppose it doesn't matter if I'm going to build the walls going up. And if I was to put in right now, just here to begin with, some pedestrian items, which would be obviously the ticket machine, which will start with there and there. But we'll need the beverage machine. So we'll do 2 beverage machines. I'll do... No, we'll do the snack machine because it's like reasonably the same size. We'll do the coffee machine. There we go. The ATM machine. Alright, scrap them off. And then the ticket machines. So all the machines that are required are now in position. For this little section anyway. And it's only on this floor. But I need power. So to get power, we will require a public electricity connection. Can I put this under here? Or should I pull it outside? I'm going to pull it just here. Oh, have I got to put it on foundation? Is that what I've got to do? Alright, clone you. Put you there. Right. This is just placeholder for now. It's just placeholder for now. So a wall duct is what I then require. So let me go down. So wall duct going into... We'll put it on the corner there. A wall duct going into there. So a power cable can go from there to there. Which then would go from there to there. And then coming through, I can then just connect up every single one. Now, I'll have to do a clamp just here. So I can clamp it to go from there to there, and then there to there, there to there. Right, everything has now got power. So we could theoretically earn a little bit extra revenue just by having this here. And hopefully then improve my rating. Because then we are providing a couple of services. Not bad. Not bad. Now, do I need more workers? Right, I've hired maximum workers at this point. To hopefully get on top of the stuff that needs to be done. Will they be able to keep on top of things? Or do we need more of the other objects? No, I think stuff is now going to start getting done. So we shall see. We shall see. Hopefully, I mean, I can definitely hire even more workers if need be. But do you reckon I need to kind of do a few more of these items? What is it I require for the workers? Again. Tool supplies, hired staff needs to complete tasks within the parking garage. Right, I think I might need a few more of these. So that will give me 8, wouldn't it, in reality? If that's how it technically works. Yes. That's maybe why we just don't have enough. Now, I can put some more dumpsters out back here. Like that. Wait, people are walking around here. That's illegal. Well, they're just chilling doing nothing. Why are they just chilling doing nothing right now? What do I need? That's for visitors to dispose. Oh, snap. We're going to add actual buildings in. I don't need to do anything else. Maybe just adding more tool stations in. So I'm going to place them over here real quick. So get rid of this. Just go down. And then service-related items. Alright, place a bunch of these in there. Right, and we'll get more dumpsters in over on this side as well. Honestly, I don't know if I need to do more stuff like this. I really do not know. But surely they should now be able to upkeep a little bit more. I mean, some of them are doing work, don't get me wrong. I'm now a 2-star. Hopefully pushing towards a 3-star. So I've got more stuff that they can now do. Oh, yeah, there we go. 3-star almost. So we might be able to now keep on top of things. And keep our rating a little bit higher. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. That is what I'm hoping for. So with that said then, boys. Let's kind of build or quickly try and get up a very, very basic variation of our first floor. So that would lead to there. So that will allow them to kind of come up to be able to go back down. So they come up there, and then we're basically creating a loop, aren't we? How many workers am I going to require? Thinking about it. Oh, no, that didn't go to plan, did it, that one? So that goes like that. Let me just at least get this here set up. There we go. Oh, I've got to do this bit as well. Okay, now we're officially out of cash. Okay, okay. Right, they're running around doing what they've got to do anyway. How many workers do you think I'm going to need? Do you think I'm going to need a lot more than what I'm planning on right now? Possibly. Right, this is the going up section. So this will then pretty much lead all the way to the going down section. Okay. Now, obviously, we'll have another going down section come in here. And that will lead all the way down to here. And I'm out of cash again. Let me fast forward. So another going up section there. Which would have to create a split there. And a split here. Now, where is the other split taking place? Because theoretically, we don't really need to create a split, but I might create a split there and a split there. Yes. So where you would have had the middle section, you no longer have the middle section because we can do a set of row of cars because you're not going to be going up and down. This way you're now defaulting going left and right. So up here then, let's just set up some generic car parking spaces. Just there anyway. We'll have a fast forward. I've got to get my rating back up again. Because at the end of the day, it's stopping people from coming over here. Right. That's given the green light to those. Why have we not got the green light on those? Oh, hold on. I've just realised what I've done. Right. I forgot we've got to create loops. I forgot we've got to create loops. I might change them, the road positionings anyway, at some point. We might change them. Right, that should then enable those to then turn green. There we go, which it has. Right, we figured it out, boys. My rating's getting a little bit higher as well. And let me now just finalize. Oh, no. While I wait for it to turn daytime. No, I've done it again. Oh, 3 times in a row. Right, what I need to do. Right. Is do it based off this. And then quickly just put in the walkable pavement. There we go. So I don't need to have here. Actually, I might scrap them off. And in turn, clone you to have on this section walkable path. Ooh. And I can input like service buildings, service stuff for the like commerce stuff is what I'm saying, from what they can then buy. That's one way to do it, isn't it? That is one way to do it right now. This is going to be a big structure. I can't express how big of a structure this is now going to become. But I like the fact that we now have this outdoor section here. Before anything, you know, actually happens, we have an actual outdoor section. This is the start of something beautiful. It really is. I got a lot more that I want to do anyway. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot more that I want to do. I've got my rating back up slightly anyway, so that's looking pretty good. A lot of parking spaces, which is pretty sweet to see. The market stuff, I don't think I need to kind of play around with this at all. My finances, price per hour. I've got to change the prices and stuff like that as well to earn more revenue. But at the minute, it's okay. I could make it cheaper to bring more people in. But I think other than that, we're doing pretty okay. I'm not focusing on fine-tuning just yet. I'm just focusing on making sure I've got the capacity, which I've got more than the capacity. So maybe I could lower the prices. Maybe I could think about lowering the prices. That might be a good shout. Yeah, that might be a good shout. But at least we've got structure, boys. At least we've got some structure. And you can now start to see how it's going to slightly fall into place. There we go. There we go. This is going to look glorious once it's all done. Now, would you say that this is going to be a better structure, boys? I can't wait to see when we got a few more floors on the go and we actually start to see it all coming together. Beautiful. Next episode, then, the only actual need that we're not satisfying is the need for them to have toilets, which I've allocated this space over here, all there, from some toilets on each of the floors. I could maybe implement some over here as well, and in the gap in between as well. That would also be a pretty good way to kind of do it. But the possibilities are there. I could build another staircase here as well if needs be, and not have the big walkway coming all the way down. So there's, like I said, lots of possibilities to what I could actually do. We're just going to have to see how it all technically now unfolds. Right, guys, I think we'll end it here. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Parking World right now, where my big, beautiful car park is slowly coming together. If anyone knows what's the best way to increase the amount of people coming here to park, just let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, I will see you all soon, so goodbye.